I still hang out with the fellas. I had a friend during the lockdown who spent the entire time planning a guy's weekend. Every time I talked to him, he would make it sound less appealing. Like, dude, this is what we're going to do. We're going to rent a cabin for a weekend. Just guys, no women. I'm already out. No. Think about it. Just guys, no women. We'll smoke cigars, play poker all weekend. Sounds horrible. You're not thinking it through. Just guys, no women for a whole weekend. Like we're in prison. I look forward to it. Every year, my brother Mitch goes on a golfing trip with 30 men. 30 men, they fly to Florida, they rent 3 houses, 10 men to a house. They play golf in the morning, they eat lunch together, play golf in the afternoon, then they go back to the houses, I don't know, have sex with each other. I don't know what they do, it sounds horrible. How much fellowship can you have? My brother's not gay, and obviously I wouldn't care if he was, but if he ever came out, he could be like, I gave you so many hints. I literally vacationed with 30 men. We rented out a cul-de-sac. We played with sticks and balls all day. How clear did I have to make it? I guess the point I'm trying to make is golf makes people gay. So the next time a friend says, I'm going to play golf with the fellas, just be like, enjoy. No, I prefer mixed company. I do. You know, there's a cliche that men are dumb, and I have enough male friends to know that's based on some truth. Every man in here has that friend that they occasionally look at and wonder how they hold down a job. And if you don't think that about a friend, that means you're the friend. Yeah. My friend like that is Ricky. He's a great guy. Ricky and I, one time, we went axe throwing. I don't know if you've ever done that. You throw an axe, you drink a beer, you try and forget our democracy's in crisis. And at one point, Ricky turned to me and he goes, hey, before axe throwing, what did they use axes for? Chopping wood? He was like, really? And I was like, don't talk anymore. And like a good friend, I ran home, turned it into a stand-up bit. And I kind of forgot about it. And then like a month later, Ricky called me out of the blue and he goes, I did it. I built my own axe throwing range in my backyard. Yeah, he's divorced. And then he immediately starts bragging. He's like, yeah, now I can throw an axe 20 yards and hit a bullseye. And I'm like, that's impressive. You know when that's going to come in handy? Never. He's like, hey, you never know. I'm like, no, I do know. Even if someone broke in your house and you happen to be holding an axe, you're not going to be able to say, hey, can you come 10 feet closer? I like having women around for many reasons, not least of which is they're attractive and men are not. You know? Like when a guy's good looking, it's like a fluke of nature. And you know what all attractive men have in common? They kind of look like women. Right? That's the only way straight guys can tell who's good looking. Well, he must be attractive. He barely looks like a dude.
I think you know you're lazy when you find recycling pain in the ass. I gotta figure out which garbage can to put this in? What am I, a chemist? At home, my wife's always like, did you rinse out that soda can? I haven't showered today. Maybe I should clean myself before I start washing the garbage. Recycling is a little bit more of a pain than they let on. You know, we're gonna start recycling newspapers. Oh, great, I got some newspapers right here. Oh, you're gonna have to bundle those up in twine. Twine? Where do you even find twine? You have to go to your hardware store. I'm just not gonna read newspapers. Sounds easier than finding twine. What is this, Little House on the Prairie? Maybe next time Pa goes into town to get some feed, we can pick up some twine and rock candy. Twine. I'm sure you're like us. We try and do our part. We buy the different colored garbage bags. I just feel weird buying garbage bags because you buy garbage bags, they put them in a grocery bag, you bring your groceries home, you take the garbage bags out of the grocery bag, and they put the grocery bag in the garbage bag. Am I being punked? You ever been at home, you go to throw something out, you see the garbage can needs a bag, and you like me and think, I'm gonna wait for someone else to do that. I don't know if I'm done with these orange peels yet. Later on I might make some potpourri or something. Just put that on the counter, cover the paper towel. It's like I was never here. My wife stopped buying paper towels. They're bad for the environment, which surprised me. I guess we should know paper towels are bad for the environment. They do have a lumberjack on the label. The guys always stand there like, let's destroy the ozone together. I'll clear cut this forest, you drive an SUV. If you look closely, under one arm, he's smothering an owl. That brawny guy's gonna kick his ass. Obviously, we all care about the environment. Except for those people that are throwing full bags of garbage out on the highway. You ever been driving down the highway, you see a full bag of garbage? Wouldn't you love to meet that guy? I'm too lazy to empty my garbage. He's taking his for a ride. What's going on in the car? How you doing, garbage? You're getting out here! You're not talking, you're walking! That joke didn't even make sense. My wife's into the organic products. I didn't know this. Organic is a grocery term meaning twice as expensive. She bought me a natural deodorant and printed on the label it said, does not work. At least they're being honest. It's better than no deodorant. You know, we all have that friend that's like, you really don't need to wear deodorant. Yeah, but you do. Well, it's not natural. Well, neither is crapping indoors. Bad for me to wear deodorant. I'm suffering from some secondhand BO right now. I think it's interesting all the different scents they have for deodorant. You know what scent they should have is bacon. Talk about getting someone to crave you. I don't know why, but I want to have breakfast with him. I bought some Speed Stick. What's interesting about Speed Stick, it actually smells worse than BO. What's that made out of, urinal cakes? You ever wear a different deodorant than normal? For the rest of the day, doesn't it seem like there's a stranger standing behind you? Am I being followed? By a pine tree? I'm glad I'm wearing a button-up shirt. I've yet to figure out how to put on deodorant and then put on a t-shirt without getting a spot here, the middle of my back. What was I, wrestling it? I got my ass kicked by my deodorant.
It's strange when you get done watching an entire series. You don't know what to do with yourself. You're like, I haven't been this lost since the ending of Lost. Should I go to a bar? I don't know if I remember how to talk to people. And starting a new show, that's kind of like a blind date, right? You know, well, my friend said you were great. I'm free tonight, so I think I'm ready to put myself back out there. Because we have relationships with these television shows. You ever break up with a show, you watch a bunch of episodes, and you're like, it's over. I don't even know you anymore. I gave up the best nights of my life. Netflix, they won't let you forget your mistakes. They keep them in your queue. Remember this relationship? I was drunk. I was on the rebound. They'll make suggestions. Since you enjoyed True Blood, here's some other gay shows. Maybe I would like the L word. I don't know. Netflix has definitely made watching television with commercials kind of painful. It takes forever. You're like, what am I, growing my own food here? All right, Geico, we get it! And it's not just the length or the number of the commercials. It's what the commercials say about the typical viewer of the show you're watching. Catheter? Why would... Reverse mortgage? Back pain? I do have back pain. You know me so well, television show. I watch a lot of cable news because I enjoy being depressed. That's the only reason to watch. After 5 minutes, they just repeat the same stories. Remember that horrible thing? Wait till we show you 20 more times. You won't be able to sleep. I think it's interesting how all the cable newscasters are very attractive. They're very attractive and they're dressed up. I don't know why. You know, you're talking about a hurricane What's with the evening gown? But we all kind of watch like, thanks for showing some leg. Cable newscasters are so attractive. When they interview a regular person, it's visually distracting. You're like, is that a bad guy? Or a victim? I know they're a loser in this scenario, but the newscasters, those are our town gossips, right? And that's what newscasters are. They're town gossips. They're like, you're not going to believe what happened to this person you've never met before. Isn't that sad? By the way, there's some weird stuff going on in England. I have a friend, John, over there. John, why don't you tell him about it? Thanks, John. Isn't that horrible? By the way, it's going to rain tomorrow. I'm like 99% positive it's going to rain, and that's sad. Most of my friends under the age of 30 don't even have cable. And I'm like, where do you send your $500 a month? It's getting to be embarrassing to have cable, right? You have cable? I'm getting rid of it. You know, when I die.
Yeah, I am single. I don't drink. It's kind of hard to get a woman buzzed when you don't drink. You'll be like, yeah, I'll have a glass of water, and you want a shot of Jaeger? You want 8 of them? You know? When you don't drink, people always need to know why, too. They're like, you don't drink? Why? This never happens with anything else. You don't use mayonnaise? Why? Are you addicted to mayonnaise? Is it okay if I use mayonnaise? I could go outside. I love our holiday traditions, like the Christmas tree, where we go out and we chop down a tree and we put it in our living room. Kind of sounds like the behavior of a drunk man, really. Some woman wakes up, honey, why is there a pine tree in our living room? I like it. We're gonna decorate it for Jesus. And then I'm gonna hang my socks over the fireplace. Fill them with candy. Maybe I'll tie some leaves to the ceiling and see if I can get some action. But now I gotta puke on that couch. Merry Christmas. My favorite gift I've ever received is a flask. I think giving someone a flask is a nice way of saying, hey, you seem like a drunk on the go. You strike me as needing hard liquor at all times. This would be good for you in your car. Don't you love how we have different containers that we drink different alcohol out of? Like, you ever try and drink wine out of anything but a wine glass? You feel like a drunk. Hey, can you refill my Yahtzee shaker? Hit the sippy cup too, will you, Donka? There's so much formality with wine. Like that wine menu. Does anyone really know what they're looking at when they look at a wine menu? Because if you do, you're an alcoholic. Oh yeah, I had 3 of these for breakfast. I always make the mistake of asking for the waiter's suggestion. Yes, that wine would complement your meal. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the $5 bottle. That complements my wallet. Stayed at my brother's place for a while. He has a bar in his house, which is cool, but how do you have a bar in your house and not admit you have a little bit of a drinking problem? I'm not an alcoholic. I just need a room dedicated to booze. Here's where we watch TV. Here's where we eat. I get tanked over here. I got a porn closet in the back. Crack dens downstairs. Is he drunk? I think he's drunk. I see some of you are drinking. That's not the answer. It's not. Eating is. It's amazing how our attitude on alcohol changes, right? Because even as a teenager, you know it's wrong. You're like, you know, I don't like the taste of it, but I want to look cool. And then in your 20s, you're like, you know what? This kind of gives me confidence to talk to the opposite sex. And then in your 40s, you're like, you know what? This is the only thing I like about being alive. It's only funny because it's true. I'm sure some of you are going to go to some bars, head to a bar, right? Yeah. I never really feel comfortable right when I get in a bar. I'm always kind of like, who are all these strangers? But after a couple of beers, I'm like, these guys are probably my best friends. Because your experience in a bar changes over the course of the night, right? As the night goes on, you see really why we go to bars. We go to bars so we can behave like children.
toddlers, really. You ever go to a bar at 2 a.m.? You might as well be picking up a kid at nursery school. It's the same experience. The behavior's the same in both places. Both places, there's always some strange yelling for no reason at all. You know, woo! Both places, you go in the bathroom. It's obvious not everyone's potty trained. Both places, there's always someone crying. She was my best friend, but not anymore. Both places, occasionally there's a fight. You know, he was standing where I wanted to stand. So I punched him in the head. I need more juice. But at 2 a.m., people are drunk in bars. I love how we're always surprised when someone's drunk in a bar. We're actually shocked. We're like, look at that guy. He's wasted in a bar. I came here to read a novel. Mostly the people that are drunk in bars are drunk because they're drinking shots. And really the only time to ever drink a shot is never. No one's ever drank a shot and then done something they're proud of. Like, oh, I got wasted last night and then I went out and built some low-income housing. That never happens. You always wake up the next day and you're like, I need a new identity. Maybe 2 of them. Because if you're drinking shots, it's either your birthday or you're trying to forget you were ever born. There is something honest about a shot. It's like, I want to get right to the embarrassing part of the night. Right to pants off. But we don't even drink shots. We take them like they're medicine. This will cure my normal behavior. Everyone acts like we're in a Western. Wow, 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 wow. That'll give me the courage to confront this plate of nachos. Wow, wow, wow. Strangers will buy you a shot. You ever had that? Hey, I don't know, let me buy you a shot. This never happens with anything else. Hey, what do you see, you and me? Let's do some appetizers. Jalapeno poppers, mano a mano. You gotta turn that shot down before they get it poured, because once it's poured, they act like you're rejecting a sweater they crocheted you. You know how hard I worked on this? You didn't at all. But I don't mind the bars. Unless they're really crowded, you know, like 5 or 6 people deep at the bar, everyone's competing for the bartender's attention. We look like we're trying to get disaster relief from the Red Cross. We're like, I need mine more than he needs his. I can never get the bartender's attention. I'm always like, you try and make eye contact. Show him you have money. I have cash. But you can't try too hard in a crowded bar. You have to act out cool. You have to be like, I don't even care if I get served. I just like standing in crowded, uncomfortable places. Later on, I'm going to swing by the airport, see what that TSA line's like. I like the lines. Never enough bartenders in a crowded bar. Those bartenders look like they're in the middle of a triage unit. They're like, give me 40 cc's or something. Never enough bartenders. You ever get faked out by the arrival of a barback? You're like, finally, another bar. It's a barback. And those poor barbacks, they always act like they're not qualified to serve you. Like, oh, no. I can carry 12 cases up a narrow staircase, but handing you a beer, not yet. I'm still learning from the master. Because in a crowded bar, the bartender is the master, right? All the authority goes to that. Some of them act like they're not even obligated to serve you. They're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this booze. Maybe I'll just pour it out, make a puddle. And we fall for it. We're like, well, it's either deal with this guy or make it in our bathtub at home. Damn prohibition. There's male and female bartenders. Female bartenders, they always seem a little tougher than they need to be, right? I don't want to say bitchy, because that would describe them perfectly. Not all of them. Some female bartenders definitely go off that vibe, like, don't hit on me, treat me with respect, and don't be distracted by the fact I'm wearing a bikini. Okay, honey? They always call you honey like they're your grandma or something. What can I get you, honey? I don't know, a birthday card with $2 in it? Maybe a beer if you're not too busy condescending me. But if you've been to a bar, you've probably been to a filthy public restroom. We've all been in those bars where you're like, no, well, now I know why they serve alcohol here. And when I'm talking about the filthy bathroom, I'm talking about the men's room. I don't know about the ladies' room. I haven't been in there in like a week. But the men's room, I don't know what happens to guys when we go into a public restroom. Some anger comes out. Some of the stuff that's written on the walls. You never have a friend admit it, like, hey, give me a second, I gotta pee and draw a swastika, I'll be right back. There's guys writing things on the walls, and then there are the guys that reply.
Some guy write, this place sucks. Another guy write, no, you suck. As if that first guy is ever gonna see that. Like he's gathering up his friends. Well, this is what I wrote on this. Hey, wait a minute! That guy said I suck. You double suck. But all public restrooms, even at fancy places, you ever go in the restroom and there's a bathroom attendant? Aren't you always like, oh no, call me a loner, but if there's one thing I don't want anyone attending, it's when I'm using the restroom, let alone someone sticking around to sell me a paper towel. They don't sell it, they always wave it at you like, here, you don't have to tip me, you can just have bad luck the rest of your life. And you have to tip the bathroom attendant. You can't justify not tipping. You can't be like, he doesn't need it. He's just working next to a toilet. You have to tip the bathroom attendant. Sometimes the bathroom attendant will have an incentive for a tip. They'll have like gum and cologne on a shelf. No thanks on the gum. I'm sure a lot of that flavor has probably been knocked away here in your office. Where'd you get the gum? Bathroom. Yeah, some stranger in a half a tuck sold it to me. What flavor is it? Bathroom. And the cologne, talk about a place you don't want to pick up a scent. Well, you smell different. Bathroom again. Some guy had a jug of liquid sitting on a shelf. I just sprayed myself. Good guy, I'm moving in with him.
Of course, Canada is the home of the Caesar cocktail. The Caesar cocktail, you're very proud of that. Which is, Caesar is kind of like a Bloody Mary, but with clam juice. Clam juice, wow, I didn't know that was an ingredient. Or a liquid. You know that thing from the ocean that looks like a snot? What if we made it into a juice? Think about it. Say you just went jogging, all right? You're parched, you're thirsty. I hand you a tall glass of clam juice. You chug it. And then we're ready to go to the club. He has never met a Canadian before. It has nothing to do with... The Caesar was created in Calgary, landlocked Calgary, which has the finest clams. I just love how Canadians complain about the Bloody Mary. You're like, oh, the Bloody Mary. Oh, that's so disgusting. That drink that doesn't have clam juice in it. The clam.